Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Tim here, back with another video, part 2 of the interview with Olive. Last video we talked a lot about like seasonal work, different stuff. We decided we're gonna go a little deeper.
Yeah.
A little deeper in this video. Because some of the conversations we have at work, I realized that Olive is like a very deep thinker, very smart, intelligent. I'm gonna stop saying nice things like that about her because
okay.
she'll get that ego.
My head gets way too big.
Yeah, it's a bit of an ego.
Can't wear any hats.
Anyway, we're gonna get through this. So, one of the things, if you follow my channel, that I really believe in, and I want to get Olive's take on this. I really believe in like creating, designing, then going after your own like unique dream life. You know, live your goals. Creating a life that's not what everyone else wants for you, but the life you want to live. And I just wanted to get some of your thoughts on, do you feel like that's how you should live life? Any pointers on like how to do that? Anything on that realm you want to talk about? The floor is yours, madame.
Oh gosh, that's a very broad topic, but I do agree with that a lot because, well, okay, sorry.
I'm not gonna edit this. Nope.
It's okay. Because like I said, I've been in a very structured environment for a long time, like just all of school and
What did you go to school for?
in college I exercise science.
Okay, cool.
I wanted to be a personal trainer because that was practical and you could get a good job and you could go anywhere, and it was, I don't know, I wasn't really passionate about it. It was something to pick so I could go to college and not have to choose what to do with my life for 4 years. To be totally honest.
Sounds good though.
That was it. Yeah, it sounds good. But I don't think. I think my life has been me learning how to live freely.
Okay. Okay.
So it's been probably the past 5 years, I think, 5 or 6 years, me recognizing that I wasn't living freely, mostly because of fear, and me like taking different steps. You know how you look back like year from year and see like how you've changed. So I think that's when my journey started.
Okay.
Of realizing that I wasn't living freely.
Was there like a big profound moment, or just like you just slowly started to?
It was yeah, I was at I was at a conference, I believe, and a speaker talked about literally just that, living freely, and I realized that I wasn't.
Okay.
Because I mean, I've dealt with a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, a lot of just fear invading my life, and a lot of me retreating from life, a lot of me just not living. And so the past 5 years or so has been me just taking steps outside of that. But I was still going to safe places. Like I went to college because like I didn't know what I wanted to do, and that's a place where you can stay for 4 years, and like I can go to classes, I can pass classes, I can do that stuff. It's like, I mean, that's not easy, but it's like, it's structured.
Yeah,
you know what you're going to be doing the next day, and you have your schedule for the next 4 years. But then you get to the end of that, and you're like, ah, fudge. like, and now I really gotta decide. And I think that's where most people get stuck, because they have been told their whole lives that they have to know what they want to do, and they have to choose that when they're 18 and they're going off to college. And so in college, I would always encourage people, like, I didn't choose my major until I was a junior, and so freshmen coming in, I would always be like, don't worry, like, people are trying to pressure you, like, take a lot of classes, figure out what you love, you know, even then. Because I was in a place where I really wasn't doing what I love. Like, a lot of things that I learned are interesting. Like, I love learning. So I love learning, like, exercise science. My minor was history because I love learning history. I could have done, like, a bunch of other things, but I had to, you know, get out of college at some point. Oof.
You could be one of those people who just stays in college.
I thought about it,
degrees,
but that was not an environment that fostered my growth.
Oh, okay.
So I realized eventually that college killed my love for learning. So because my last semester I took like a class that I loved on like ancient history or something, because ancient history is my jam. Like I love it.
I didn't know you like history.
Oh,
History's
love
the
history.
bomb.
Yeah. I'm bad at names, so that makes it rough. But I'm good.
That one guy who did the thing.
I'm good at dates.
In 1280. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
but like, you know, by the end of my semester, like I didn't want to learn it anymore. Like I couldn't. My favorite class, my favorite teacher, and I couldn't. I was just surviving. Like I fell asleep during the final, and I felt so bad.
Did you pass?
No, I got a 60. I think a 62.
Is that passing?
No, but I passed the class. But the final, no, I bombed that. It was awful. I felt really bad. Oof. Anyway, I'm also a huge nerd, so it's fine. But the point is, that was my safety zone, college.
Okay.
And then about a year before I left, it was before my last semester. It was that summer. I was living on campus because you can rent. And then I was working at my job in town because I didn't want to go home, lose my job. So I was doing that, and I was late for a couple of rent payments, and they kicked me right out. They said, like, but they were literally like, it was like Friday. Oh no, it was Monday, and they're like, you have to be gone by Friday. And I was like, what about my job? Like, I'm just gonna have to move home. And they're like, yes, you are. It was like, oh. And the best part, it was a Christian college, and so you're like, this is the place where you're supposed to find grace. But no, it's all about the rules, and that's what killed me. I was like, but like, I went to work. My supervisor, one of my supervisors, he was like, oh, don't worry about it. Like, actually, several of them were like, don't worry about it. You go to work. Don't worry. Like, just don't stress. I will find you something by the end of the day. Like, immediately.
Yeah.
Like, people at the school, good luck, bye. These people at my work, like, oh yeah, we'll find you something. I ended up living in someone's basement that summer. And like, that was the summer I learned about like people just accepting me. They didn't know me. I met them on Wednesday, moved into their house on Friday.
Oh, nice.
And it was one of the best things because their son was one of my supervisors at work, and he's like a real adventurous person. And so what he told me was like, God's put something in your heart, and that's the adventurous part. And everything else, that what you've been doing, that like the fear, that's killing that. That's containing it. That's hiding it. And so, and it's okay to chase it. It's okay to chase what's in your heart. Yeah. That's the thing. Like, know yourself, know what you love, and don't be afraid to chase it. And that was like a really breakthrough point for me. Like, kind of being kicked out of my safety place. Yeah. For the summer, and like meeting people who are kind of off the wall, but still like they like lived in his parents' basement and smoked weed. You know, he was an interesting person, but but like he knew more about loving people than most of the people at the school that I went to, at the Christian school that I went to. Gotcha. And that impacted me so much.
So it was kind of a good thing
it was such a good thing. It was like
the universe knows what it's.
Yeah, it works out, and I think I grew a lot that summer just because of that. Just because like living with people who just take you in is so like, it's humbling, and it's like also it's like they just accept you, and they're like, we're gonna bring you in, we're gonna give you a home, and we're gonna love you, and like, they're not your family. They're not like required to love you. Not that family is, never mind. But obligated. Yeah. But it's like they had no obligation. They're like, no, we'll still take you in. We'll still make you part of the family. Because it wasn't like I just lived in the basement. It was like, hey, you want to come with us to dinner? And hey, like, it was amazing. And I realized that's the way I wanted to live. And just like, I don't know, just being open to people, and just being open to exploring what I knew was inside me, but what I thought I wasn't supposed to really pursue.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. Because I feel like a lot of people, that's kind of their...
Yeah.
Like everyone has, I feel like, I can only base this on me and what I've heard. But I feel like everyone has like those journeys, like you said, something in their heart. But so many people are like, well, I need to do this, or I need to do that, or my parents say I should do this, or should, and like, but yeah, like, to me, that's not living.
Yeah, because people say, okay, I'll go to college, get a good job, and then they go to college, they get a job after college to like pay for rent. They like get married and like have kids, and so they have to stay at that job to pay for kids.
Preach.
And then they're like, I'm gonna do everything when I retire. And so 40 years later, they're working at the same job.
If they're lucky.
Yeah, if they're lucky. And then they retire, and they're like in their 60s, and you just
missed all that.
You missed so much life. They got up every day, maybe hated their job, still went to it, like died a little bit inside every time.
Every day.
And like that, I just could not do that. My thing is, I need to do something with my life that I'm passionate about. I need to believe in it. I need to love it.
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point.
And like that's where like how you live comes in though. So because I clean toilets, you know? But like it's how I do it, and it's who I work with that makes it the best job ever. So yeah, it's just, and I'm still taking steps towards freedom. Like I'm taking online classes to become a life coach and a health coach.
Yeah, I was gonna touch on that. Yeah.
So then, because I want to be someone who can help people like me, because my whole life, with all that I've struggled with, all I wanted was someone to like come alongside me and be like, this isn't gonna be easy, but we're gonna do it together. And like that's all I wanted, and like that's what I want to be for people.
Okay. And
so many people don't really understand that when you're struggling with like, I mean, everyone struggles with life. Life is hard, no matter who you are, no matter where you're from, no matter what you've dealt with. Life is hard. Like people have all kinds of different stories, but still. And so now I'm taking steps because I want to help more people discover how to live freely. So I think that's what's important, because I don't want to live my life all about me, because I don't think that's fulfilling.
Yeah.
In a way, I think giving to others, like I have a community that pours into me, and it's not like I don't need anyone else, you know. But because stoicism, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think life is really about learning and then helping others learn the same thing, or sharing what you've learned. I think that's really important. I think that's what freedom is.
Oh, I like that. I like that. And I feel like one of the issues with our society now is we've kind of perverted that need to share and turned it into like, look at me.
Yes.
You know, with like social media and stuff. I'm not social media bashing, but like I think it's a little bit. I feel like it's been turned into like, I'm gonna do something, and instead of me showing you how I did it or helping you to get through, it's just like, ooh, look at me, I'm this guy now, and that doesn't help.
And they don't care who they have to step on to get there.
Yeah.
As long as people can see them.
That it's me.
Yeah.
You know, like, and it's like, I think we were meant to, like you said, learn. Self-education is important. I did a podcast on that.
It's very important.
If you knew better, you do better.
Read
Check it out.
Maybe more than one. A lot of books. Read a lot of books.
Read a book.
Hey, you have to start somewhere.
A book.
You have to start somewhere.
But it's like, like you learn, and then you share it with others. And I think that's, and I talk about this a lot. I think before, when we had community, like real community, tribal, I think that was what happened. Like the grandparents taught the parents taught the kids. It was
age was respected.
Exactly.
And like everyone had to contribute to the community. And like you say that, like the tribal thing, that reminds me of like what we were talking about, how people have to step on others to be like, hey, look at me, but ultimately it's unfulfilling.
Yeah.
And like something hey, college is good for something. Something I did learn in college, in a course that wasn't due to my major, it was like a philosophy course. We were learning about, it's 2 books actually that I had to read. First one was Viktor Frankl and A Man's Search for Meaning. And he was a psychologist who lived through the Holocaust, and he was in a concentration camp. And what he observed that I got from it was how you treat other people is kind of who you become. So people who dehumanized others became something less than human themselves.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that has always been really impactful for me, because like what you give, you get, you know? And then the second one was Desmond Tutu, No Future Without Forgiveness. And he talked about the concept of Ubuntu, which is like, we all are, no, I am because we all are.
Okay. I
And
think
so
Lovejoy's told me about that.
Yeah, it's a very, very much community thing, and it gives you like more awareness of the people around you.
Okay.
And like how you should be contributing to them, because you contributing to other people's welfare ultimately helps your welfare in the end. And so I think those are really 2 concepts that have like also shaped how I see the world.
Yeah.
Because like it kind of flips what conventional society is now.
Yeah.
It kind of flips it on its head. Like you said, like the look at me. That's just, if you treat other people like lower than you, you eventually become someone who is lower, and therefore is miserable because of it.
I feel like some of that is like, and this kind of is a concept I've been like in my head about, like judging. You know how the Bible says, stop judging or you will be judged?
Yeah.
Like I used to think that was like, you know, stop judging other people or God will judge you. But I've been thinking that like when you judge other people, you naturally judge yourself as well.
Yeah.
You know, so like the more you look at other people's faults, like the more you look at your own faults.
Yes.
So like if I'm constantly judging you, I'm going to judge myself by that same standard, and I'm not going to live up. And I think it's kind of the same, like if I'm always out there like, you know, just stepping on people and all this other stuff, like I'm going to expect other people to be doing that to me.
Yeah.
But it's also like I'm just not.
And you
like,
can't trust anyone.
Yeah, you can't trust anyone, and you're always looking
get rid
around.
of community.
Yeah, like
It's
and
just all about individualism.
it comes back. That's your favorite word. It all comes back on you because you're putting it out there.
Yep.
And so it's like it's just easier. And this is something like I can honestly say, just the the little bit of stuff the motivation I try to do here on YouTube and stuff, and in life in general.
Yeah.
I have seen the repayment. Like and you know, sometimes I'm just like, why is this happening, or blah, good stuff, like why is this or that, and then it's like, oh, because you're putting good stuff out, like, and it's not a selfish motivation.
No,
it's just
it's just like, no, sorry.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, feel free to cut me off.
That's something that I discovered when I came to the Y, because I love to work hard, like I just do, and I feel like every other place I've been, it's like if you're a good person, you will work hard, and so if you are working hard, like that's what you should be doing, and we're not going to tell you you're doing a good job. You need to do better still. Always do better. And that is so hard for me, because like you said about judging ourselves and judging others, like I would always be constantly judging myself, like you can do better, you could always improve something. But that was so destructive.
Yeah.
That was so destructive. And so coming here and just like working, just doing good work, because I like to work and I like to do things well, and then suddenly being surrounded by people who also appreciate working well.
Yeah.
And like who appreciate me because I worked well. And so suddenly I had a community of people who are like-minded, who like I love and who I respect greatly. And so it was sort of if this is the people I attract by being who I am, like then it's like I kind of like the first time in my life I was like I kind of like who I am. And that was a wild concept, because it was like
that's good.
Always before it's been the judgment. Yeah.
I can see that.
So yeah, it's been really cool.
Yeah, they're. Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I cut
just
you.
I was
Oh.
just gonna finish my sentence, but then don't worry about it.
I was just gonna finish, but since you apparently, no, I was gonna say like I too have like, I never worked a bunch of other like seasonal places, but I really feel like, my friends I have here, like legit. Some days I'm just like hanging out with y'all, and I'm like, I feel blessed, like like literally like blessed, like to have the friends I have now. Just like a really good group of people, and it does seem like it's like meant to be. Group of people, you know what I mean? Like it's hard to explain, but it's like I'm just sitting there and I'm like, you know, I like these people. I'm happy to be here.
It's a good place to be. It's a good environment. Yeah. And
that's doesn't have. I mean, I've had friends before, but like I was telling Cyan the other night, like my friends back home, we bonded over like being drunk all the time. You know what I mean? So like they're even when I go back home now, it's kind of awkward if I'm not drinking. I'm just like, I love them. They'll be my, you know. Oh yeah. When they go to bury me, they're the dudes that'll carry me. I say that all the time, but it's not the same because we bonded over whatever. Yeah, you're not in the same place in your life as they are. Like here, it's just like we're just good people and we're good friends, and like everybody looks out for. It's just pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Like we're just like gushing here over how good of friends we are. We just love each other so much. Like, everybody's watching like, ugh. But no, it's for real. Like. People are so important in your life. They're so important. Like, I do not know where I'd be without the friends that I have in my life because they are fantastic people. And it is always worth it to find, even if it's just 1 or 2 people who really give to the relationship, who value you, who will listen to you. Yeah. And who value the same things that you do instead of just being like, I need people around me, even though it's draining. Like, look at who drains you and who gives you energy. That's all I'm saying. And then stick with the people who add to your life, because that makes life so much better. If you want to live like a wild life, you want to live a good life, look at the people who are around you. Definitely. That's good advice. I think you're going to be a good life coach. Oh, thank you. By the way, when you get all that done, you're going to be like my recommended life coach. Like, I'm going to be a lot more famous on YouTube then. So like, that's exciting. I'm going to be like, my recommended life coach of choice is, so you get all these weird, crazy people calling you up from me. Yeah, because apparently that's who watches your channel. Well, I mean, no, in a good way. In a good way. We're crazy also. Yeah, that's why. What was I going to say? Something I was going to say. Yeah, and I think with like seasonal work, one of the things that really helped me because it allowed me to travel. And if you're in a place where you haven't found people that you really click with, I feel like travel is like something you may need to do. Yeah. Like you might be in Ohio and you just don't have any cool people like you in Ohio. It ain't nothing against Ohio, but you might need to go to like California and meet your people. Or you know what I mean? Like I just feel like you need like. Sometimes you have to leave where you're at, your comfort zone, if you're not getting what you need out of life. And that was for me, like, I had to move around to find people that, like, really mesh with me. So I think, you know, I'm always pushing travel, I'm always pushing seasonal work. But I think sometimes you have to do that in order to find your fit. Yeah. And my fit won't be your fit, yours won't. But, like, it's out there for you. Like I said, if you feel like you're surrounded by, like, toxic, draining people, you might need to go somewhere else. Like, it's just... Get out. Pack a bag. Do something. Hit the road, Jack. Sorry. You were doing great. You're doing great. I was on a roll. Then you said hit the road, Jack. Anyway, it's been real. I don't want to keep Olive too much longer. I know it's way past her bedtime. Way past her bedtime. She probably has to go home and read a book. No, I'm just gonna go to sleep, actually. Just gonna go right to bed. Oh, see, it stopped us. It's about to stop us. Yeah, it's going in the red. Thanks for watching. Talk to y'all later. Bye. Bye.